Hello and welcome to this Friday weekly webinar. Today to talk about relevance of naturopathy today, we have Dr. Babu Joseph sir, who is Senior Yoga and Naturopathy Physician and former Director, National Institute of Naturopathy, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, Pune. I heartily welcome you sir. आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है इस कार्यक्रम में.
Thank you very much.
We also have with us Director of Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, Dr. Ishwar V. Basav Reddy sir with us. आपका भी बहुत बहुत स्वागत है sir. We also have with us Communication and Documentation Officer of MDNAY, Mohammad Tayyab Alam sir with us. I heartily welcome you sir. आपका भी बहुत बहुत स्वागत है. Now, as per the tradition of our institute, let us start the program with prayer. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Tahvi Vastu Ma Om It is a matter of great pleasure and honor that Dr. Babu Joseph sir, who is Senior Yoga and Naturopathy Physician and former Director of NI in Pune, is with us today to talk about relevance of naturopathy today. I once again welcome you sir to this program. And I once again formally welcome our Director, sir, Director of MDNAY, Dr. Ishwar V. Basav Reddy, sir, who is with us today despite of his very, very busy schedule. I once again welcome you, sir. And I once again welcome Communication and Documentation Officer of MDNAY, Mohammad Tayyab Alam, sir. And I would like to request him to deliver the introduction of our today's speaker. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Madana. Good evening, everyone. Respected Dr. Babu Joseph sir is a senior yoga and naturopathic physician and a former director, National Institute of Naturopathy, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, Pune, who will deliver today's lecture on relevance of naturopathy today. Dr. Babu Joseph sir is graduated for Government Naturopathy Medical College, Hyderabad, in the year 1976. Sir started his career as the resident medical officer at Bethany Yoga and Naturopathy Hospital in Trivandrum. In the year 1979, he founded his own Netaji Yoga and Naturopathy Hospital in Kochi. In 1981, he was appointed as Chief Medical Officer, CMO of Government Yoga and Naturopathy Hospital in Barkala, Kerala, which is the first of its kind in India. Sir has served there for 25 years. In 2005, Dr. Babu Joseph sir got appointed as the Director of National Institute of Naturopathy, Pune, which functions under Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, where sir has served the position for 10 years after retirement from NI Pune in 2014. He has joined his own Netaji Hospital in Kochi as his director and continue and giving his service till date there. Sir has published many research papers to his credit. Dr. Babu Joseph sir is also the deputed by Government of India to attend the International Conference on Naturopathic Medicine in Paris in 2014, where the World Naturopathic Federation was founded. And he was nominated as one among the 8 founder board members. He continued to be active in the field of yoga in India in the capacity of Central Advisor, Indian Naturopathy and Yoga Graduates Medical Association. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and sparing your valuable time for the weekly Friday webinar, which is quite popular event for social media friends, students, staff, and faculty of the institute. With these few words, now I would like to invite Dr. Iswar V. Basavaredi sir, Director Morarji Desai of Yoga, under whose dynamic leadership we are successfully organizing this webinar since 2nd October 2020. To say a few words on today's topic on relevance of naturopathy today. Sir.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Respected Dr. Babu Joseph ji, my colleagues in the institute, Dr. Taya Balamji, Dr. Vandana, and other friends in the institute, yoga, naturopathy enthusiasts, joining this webinar through various social media platforms across the globe. My pranams to you all. At the outset, I wish all my friends greetings on the occasion of 5th Naturopathy Day being celebrated tomorrow on 18th, today on 18th across the country. It's a very important day for all the naturopathy lovers, and we are happy to have Professor Babu Joseph on this occasion to guide us and motivate the naturopaths, explaining the relevance of naturopathy in day-to-day life in present world scenario, expressly in the health and healing systems, and is one of the best choice of the institute for today's webinar as a specialist. I say a few words about these things. I'm very happy to say some facts about Professor Joseph. I first met him in his hospital in 2001, I think so, I remember. I was very much impressed by the way his hospital and colleges, I went as a part of the inspection team or something. I cherish that memory. And along with Bhimavaram and other parts in the Andhra Pradesh, and this is the one hospital which has been really influenced me about how naturopathy can be used to heal and to treat various disorders. So in 2005, I was a director of the National Institute of Naturopathy, Pune, and we worked together for nearly a decade. Very cordial relationship we had. We exchanged many of these things. We have our own ideologies, but the friendly nature of his elderly in age and experience, but he's very, very friendly with me. And it was a very pleasant memory I had with Professor Joseph. And still, whenever I go to ministry, I remember his contribution for the development of NIN. And most importantly, he brought some new block before he left that organization. He did something concrete, the OPD, the cell system, and everything he renovated. And without any glamour, he developed the institution. That's a landmark now. It's continuing to new heights. with his foundations. The third aspect with him is one of the genuine naturopath. I use the word genuine naturopath. And it is naturopathy is part of his life. So many times I see some people who have graduated or diploma from Hyderabad. I've seen many friends. I feel some of the in our own Karnataka in Bengeri, Jakareddy, I have seen many of the legends in naturopathy in Jindal, in Bhimavaram, and even in northern part of the country. I see they have devoted their entire life for the naturopathy. They live naturopathy. Even in Pune also I saw. So in that category, he's an academician. He's a not only confined to the just a practitioner, but he brought the academic frame to his knowledge. That is his contribution for the naturopathy. So his genuine naturopathy, but it brings the academic framework and in a practicing form as a naturopathy as a practice. So I think so. Professor Joseph will stand in the front line. This should be recorded, and always I respect for that quality of Joseph. The naturopathy system should ever remember him. The last but not the least, he continued to work as a simple man without any much. We argue many times, but Professor Joseph never argued. But he continued to work with a simple smile and achieve the goal that I learned as a good friend and elder friend. And our association continues. I once again thank you for accepting our invitation and sparing your valuable time. I do know that you are very busy. It's your day, but still you are very kind enough to spare some time with us and guide us about the relevance of naturopathy. This is our program. Once again, on my own behalf, on behalf of my institute, I heartily welcome you. So Professor Joseph is going to talk, but in my opinion, many people don't know in 1975, I was in high school, and I did my first certificate course of 1 month in naturopathy. Till that time, so naturopathy, then I did later on yoga in 76. So that is the very fundamental naturopathy system, the diet, the 5 fundamental principles that has been taught in our days. Then when I was in college, I used to go to Bengeri, where Dr. Jakareddy was there. That's why we have a very fond of naturopathy and its healing therapy. So now we have come up with a modern medical system, and we incorporated many things like magnetotherapy, acupuncture, acupressure, everything. But the genuine naturopathy always works. It takes time, and it teaches us to live with nature. And there are many diagnostic methods which have been evolved in the recent past. Graduates are coming up with. And tomorrow, when we go to the specialization, hydrotherapy, acupressure, acupuncture, or mud therapy, yoga therapy, if you start producing the specialist in that, some good research are coming up. It may take some more years. So definitely naturopathy will become one of the best system of healing today or tomorrow, where we have with the nature. Unless we go to the nature, we don't have any solutions for that. Naturopathy teaches that. That's why it's more relevant. We're talking about climate change, we're talking about many things, we're talking about non-usage of plastic, fertilizers, etc. But naturopathy in itself is teaching us to change our attitude, change our mindset, to live healthy and happy. So not only the treatment, but the way of the principles of naturopathy teaches us to tackle the problems the world facing with many of the climate change, etc. So I think in the broader aspect of today, naturopathy has become more relevant than in the past. We need the expertise like Professor Joseph to guide the younger generation to make best use of it. With these few introductory remarks, I now request Professor Babu Joseph to guide us on the relevance of naturopathy in present scenario. Professor Babu Joseph.
Thank you, Dr. Baso Reddy. I remember our close association when I was at Pune, and I was just sharing with your colleagues regarding my visit every year for the conference organized by NDNIY and the good times I had with you and in your institute. I also express my sincere gratitude to the officials of MDNIY for giving me an opportunity for the presentation today. As introduced, I belong to the yoga naturopathy community, and I would be a little selfish in talking about the possibilities of yoga naturopathy. Therefore, the relevance of yoga naturopathy today. But first of all, let me just remind you that it is tomorrow, 18th November, the Naturopathy Day we celebrate in India, declared by our respected Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji. And for last 5 years, we are celebrating it. So I wish everyone who listened to today's program a very happy and healthy Naturopathy Day, that is 18 November. It is the Naturopathy Day. The reason also should be remembered. That is the auspicious day on which Mahatma Gandhi has signed as the chairman of the Nature Cure Federation, Nature Cure Foundation Trust, Nature Cure Foundation Trust. And to our surprise, that is the only organization in which Mahatma Gandhi has held any of the official posts. That is, in official capacity, he has taken the post of the chairman of that foundation. So that is a memorable day for the naturopaths of India. That is why it is fixed as the Naturopathy Day. We speak about Mahatma Gandhi. Actually, in a very surprising way, he was introduced to naturopathy. In 1901, while in South Africa, he had the opportunity to read the book Return to Nature, written by the German naturopath Adolf Just. So for a genius like Mahatma Gandhi, a small book itself is enough to provoke his thinking. And then he collected a lot of books on naturopathy and got connected with practicing naturopaths in detail about naturopathy. As a result of that, actually I am also fortunate to work in Pune, where Mahatma Gandhi stayed in that institute for 156 days between 1944 and 47 on 11 occasions. There we can understand how interesting was naturopathy for Mahatma Gandhi. He was very fond of Dr. Dinsha Mehta, Dadaji Dr. Dinsha Mehta, running the Nature Cure Clinic and Sanatorium in Pune city, which is now functioning as the National Institute of Naturopathy. Naturopathy, I would like to introduce the very definition of naturopathy for easy understanding, which I could formulate when I was at NIN. Naturopathy can be defined as a drugless, non-invasive, rational and evidence-based system of medicine, imparting treatments with the natural elements based on the theory of vitality, theory of toxemia, theory of self-healing capacity of the body, and the principles of healthy living. If you are able to understand the very definition of naturopathy in this way, you can have a full understanding about what is naturopathy. When we speak, it's a drugless system of medicine. The thought of drug to heal any disease condition should not come into your mind, because the basic approach of naturopathy is that body heals itself if opportunity is provided to the body and mind. In one sentence, we say, human body has remarkable recuperative powers when left alone. So the last part of that sentence should not be forgotten. Leaving alone is the treatment, is the cure for any disease condition according to naturopathy. That is giving complete rest. And I will explain to you what is that complete rest. Before that, let us go to the first definition, drugless. Including the so-called home medicines or mother's medicine, like using neem, tulsi. These are all good remedies. I am not rejecting or I am not speaking against them. But you should understand that if you believe blindly on any of the medicines, including the herbals, you are failing to understand proper naturopathy. Because no herbs, no medicines has the true position in naturopathy, whereas it is only the vitality of or the body's healing power that has to work when we apply naturopathy. Try to understand it to its true science. And then, in addition to the body's own healing power, if you want to take the help of natural elements like mitti, pani, dhoop, hawa, and some herbal medicines or even other systems of medicine, we are not against that. Like allopathy, Ayurveda, homeopathy, Siddha, Unani, Soaripa, or any other medical system. We are not against that system, but first let us understand what is true naturopathy, true science of naturopathy. Body heals itself. Then it's a non-invasive system. Of course, we refer cases if we find that a surgical intervention is immediately necessary for survival of the patient. In that case, we refer to other surgeons, but we don't entertain the surgical operations or even application of drugs or medicines. So it is a non-invasive system of medicine, we can say. Of course, there is one exemption that we use the pricking needles in acupuncture. You can in a way say that it is also an invasive method, but other way, in larger spectrum, we don't go to invasive techniques, applying invasive techniques for healing, whereas if we refer such cases. Then we call it a rational system medicine. Anybody can understand easily, and it can be explained scientifically, the principles and practices, modalities we apply in naturopathy. And also, I claim that it is an evidence-based system of medicine. The tools used in naturopathy have been researched, very detailed. Thousands of studies have already been conducted and even published in medical journals, so that we can claim that it is a evidence-based system. See, now there are different modalities in naturopathy like fasting, diet, water treatment, mud applications, sun bath, exercise, yoga, and many other modalities like acupuncture. All these have been researched through different studies, and it has been proved that it is beneficial for the human society. That is how all these systems or these modalities have been incorporated in naturopathy. So that way, if you say generally that naturopathy is not an evidence-based system, I don't accept that, because every other modality has been retested, researched, and proven beneficial and scientific. And that is how it can be definitely named as an evidence-based system and a rational system that we can accept naturopathy as a scientific system of medicine. Imparting treatments with natural elements. We don't go to any drugs, but as an external treatment, we use different modalities by using water, like hydrotherapy, mud therapy, maybe magnetotherapy, acupuncture, acupressure, sunbath. These are not drug treatment but drugless methods, which is used in naturopathy as a treatment tool. But it is all not to be understood that water has healing power or mud has any healing power. Even sunlight, we don't say directly sunlight is like a medicine. No. For easy understanding, you can say that sunlight is a medicine, water is a medicine, mud is a medicine, but it doesn't have any medicinal effect, or we don't aim at any medicinal effect of any of these natural elements which is used in naturopathy, but only taking the help of these elements to stimulate or activate the function of the body towards healing, or to call the attention of the body at a particular place, at a particular locality, to stimulate the function of that locality and activate the healing process in that particular area. Like if it is a diabetic patient, liver and pancreas are involved in diabetes. Then what we do, we apply maybe a little hot application, fermentation, followed by mud application to increase the blood circulation of that particular part to activate the function of the liver and pancreas, so that we will be able to control the diabetes at a drugless way and an easy way and a very safe and secure way. The very purpose of water application or mud application of such treatments are mainly two. Number one, activate the blood circulation. Whenever you apply, so for example, a cold application to a particular part of the body, it will cause vasoconstriction and reduce the blood circulation. But in 3 seconds, the brain center, thermic center will get activated, understanding that there is an emergency to regain the lost heat. And to regain that lost heat, body attracts the blood from other parts of the body to the applied part. And the result of a cold application will be vasodilatation and increased blood circulation, by which we have again two benefits. Number one, supply of extra oxygen and other nutrients to strengthen that particular part, and also removal of the toxin, because toxemia is the root cause of every disease, and elimination of the toxin is the cure for the disease, and that can be activated by improving the blood circulation. Similarly, the second effect of a cold application or a treatment, any modality in naturopathy, is aimed to have activation of nervous system. Now, when somebody falls unconscious, if he pours some water on his face, immediately he comes to conscious stage. That means water has the activating power upon the brain and the nervous system. So this is used wherever we apply water, mud, or wet pack, or whatever modality in naturopathy. So by activating the nervous system again, we will be regaining the power of healing, or the concentration of the power of healing to a particular part to initiate healing from that particular disease and to the health condition of that particular organ or system. So to that extent only, treatments are important in naturopathy. Otherwise, the basic principle is body heals itself. Now comes the theory of vitality. Vitality we call in one word the healing power of the body. Body has immense healing power when the body and mind are left alone. This we will come later. So vitality is the healing power which heals every disease without the help of any drugs from outside. Then theory of toxemia. In naturopathy, we consider that every disease is caused due to toxemia. It can be external toxins like chemical poisons or other ingested poisons. It can be poisons or toxins generated inside due to poor digestion or poor elimination. I cannot go into detail in a very short time, but the toxins are generated, collected inside the body also by indigestion and poor elimination. Elimination, all four channels, that is sweat, urine, feces, and lungs. If it is blocked, then the toxemia increases. Similarly, the metabolic end products has to be eliminated every second from our body. If these eliminatory organs are blocked, again there will be clogging or stagnation of toxin, which increases the toxemia level, resulting in a disease. So we need to keep intact the functions of the digestive system and the eliminatory system. Then lastly, I can mention about the enervation which causes or ends up in diseases. That is mental toxin, you can say. When the mind is anyway affected due to tension, stress, the mind, which is represented by the brain, will be affected. The nervous system will be affected. The endocrine glands will be affected very soon, means within seconds. And the internal organs, their functions also will be affected. Some people get very fast breathing or suffocated when they are exposed to some kind of fear, tension, or stress. Whereas some people become over breathing, or say they breathe very fast when they get tensed. Similarly, some people become completely cooled, whereas some people perspire. They get very heavily sweaty. Similarly, urination can be excess or blocked. Similarly, feces also can be excess or blocked by getting a mental tension or stress. So that way also, toxemia can be generated in the body, which will end up in cause of a disease. So this toxemia has to be eliminated with the help of the vitality or healing power of the body, which is called the self-healing capacity of the body. Earlier I mentioned the human body has remarkable recuperative powers when left alone. Now we will see what is that leaving alone. Leaving alone means complete rest. That is physical, physiological, sensory, and mental rest. For physiological rest, you will have to do fasting. Avoid the action of digestion or demand on digestion, the effort of digestion, so that all the internal organs get a considerable amount of rest as compared to other days when you have to work on the food, whether it is solid or liquid. I have defined it. Fasting can be defined as complete rest, physical, physiological, sensory, and mental rest, which includes voluntary total abstinence from any kind of food, solid or liquid, that demands digestion, except water for a definite purpose and period. So that is the complete definition of fasting. So that way, when you give complete rest to the physical activities, mental activities, and sensory activities, more important. Of course, physiological activities by fasting, and then sensory activities, how you have to avoid watching television, using the computer, using the mobile phones, and even prolonged reading also, listening also, talking also should be avoided on fasting days, so that the body and mind are completely at rest, pinpointing, completely concentrating towards healing. And then you can see that beautifully in very short time, the aim is reached. The purpose is solved. We get a very fast healing through this kind of fasting. When we say fasting, we take water or hardly some coconut water or honey water, not any other fruit juices even, then it is called a juice diet. It is a moderation, it's very good. And if you go to fruit diet also, it is a moderation, it is very good, but not fasting. Fasting means only water or hardly coconut water or honey water can be used. Then the number of days you can continuously fast. See, there is no limit like that. If you are prepared mentally and physically to do a long fasting, you can fast for not 1 day, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, 15 days, 21 days, 30 days, or even more. Fasting never kills anybody. Of course, starvation kills. Starvation and fasting are different. We are doing it scientifically for therapeutic benefit, then it is called fasting. And when you don't get any food and you have that mental stress also related to poverty or non-availability of food, that is called starvation. Fasting is not starvation, don't misunderstand both. So when you do fasting, your body and mind have the will continue the fasting, then you can continue. Just I cannot explain in detail, but my experience with fasting for my patients is maximum up to 51 days only on water and coconut water. Then people have fasted for 30 days, 20 days, 10 days, 5 days, 3 days, 1 day also. That depends on their physical and mental condition. So this kind of fasting will provide complete rest for all four planes of our the activity, that is physical, physiological, sensory, and mental rest, where the vitality is free to attend healing, and the healing takes place very fast and in a very simple manner. So this is about naturopathy. And in addition to fasting, we keep the patients on diet, that is fruit diet, juice diet, vegetarian diet, non-spicy and non-fried. This kind of dieting is followed by a patient during the treatment period. And after the treatment period also, it should be continued like life natural, following the principles of healthy living, like what to eat, when to eat, where to eat, how much to eat, how many times to eat. All these questions have to be addressed if you want to lead a healthy life. Along with that, enough of sun bath, exercise, and for mental relaxation, all tools of yoga. When we speak of yoga, I will take it up at a later stage. And then treatments like hydrotherapy, mud therapy, then acupuncture, acupressure, all these things are involved in naturopathy. So in total, I can say fasting, dieting, treatments with mitti, pani, dhoop, hawa, acupuncture, acupressure, massage, that is manipulative therapy, physiotherapy. These are the treatment modalities in naturopathy, and we will be able to treat each and every disease provided a minimum vitality is left. Today's my concentration or my request to the entire community, to the whole world, and especially to the our own nation, India, is to give maximum importance for implementing the principles and practices of yoga naturopathy in the treatment of communicable diseases. See, I have been given a lot of opportunity to speak on non-communicable diseases, but I am very particular. When I was at NIN, National Institute of Naturopathy, Pune, after 2 years of persistent effort or trial, was a disturbance made to the prospective secretary. Secretary gave me permission to start the sanatorium for HIV positive individuals. And the result was remarkable, which has to be studied by the entire world, entire country, and the health department. See, those who have completed 21 days in our sanatorium who are HIV positive, they could gain the CD4 cell count above 400, which with a very low level, and hemoglobin level above 9. Here, I only want to make you understand that the quality of life of any infected person can be reversed, regained by following yoga and naturopathy. What we give to these HIV positive individuals, morning once they get up, we give an alkaline juice, either the juice of ash gourd or banana pith, cucumber, carrot, or any alkaline vegetable, followed by yoga practices, that is asanas, pranayama, meditation, other relaxation techniques we give to these HIV infected individuals. Then we take them for a walk outside, for open sun basking, as well as for an exercise. After that, when they come back, we serve them the breakfast, a very healthy breakfast, prepared with the coconut milk, not coconut water, coconut milk, banana, and beets, adding some cashew and dry grapes into it. And if you want to sweeten it more, you can add some jaggery syrup. If you want to add some taste, you can add some ilachi, cardamom to that. This is given to them morning as the first meal of the day. And then we give some treatment like a hydrotherapy or mud therapy. Thereafter, we go for the brunch, which will be either raw vegetables and fruits, salads, sprouts, coconut and fruits, or cooked vegetable, raw vegetables, sprouts, coconut and fruits. Similarly, in the evening, then thereafter we give them food only in the evening at 5 o'clock, 5 or 5:30. There again, same cooked diet or raw diet is served. And no other magic is performed there. But the people improve their health in their health level. Their appearance is changed, and you can who has a infection. So this kind of infection. Recently, we faced the COVID-19 corona. What I am requesting the community is to have an alkaline juice in the morning and have some sun bath. Nothing harm going to happen to you. Vitamin D, which controls the calcium metabolism, which enhances the health of the teeth, the bone, the muscles, the blood, and everything, every part of the body. So some sun bath. And then do yoga, asanas, pranayama, and yogic kriyas like Jalneti, Sutraneti, or Kapalbhati, which will improve the strength or the health of the lungs, which is the exposed organ for COVID-19 infection or corona infection. So yoga is the best tool we can say to resist, to prevent corona infection. Similarly, later you can have mostly alkaline food for the day, most of fruits, leafy vegetables, sprouts, coconuts, dry fruits and nuts. This can be ideal diet for preventing the acute infections. Then you can have some kada prepared with the ginger, ilachi, then pepper, those kind of herbal things. You can have 1 or 2 drinks in a day, morning and evening. Similarly, you can have ginger, lime, honey drink, 1 or 2 glasses a day, and then alkaline food. Towards evening, again, you can have some sun bath and also some exercise or yoga practices, and go early to bed. See, early to bed and early to rise makes an individual healthy, wealthy, and wise. Brahma muhurte uttishte. Pushappanam, Malamutra Visajanam, Dandadhavanam, Shirasnanam, Istadaiva Prarthanam, Vyayamam, Swadhyanam. Get up early in the morning at Brahma Muhurta, and to have 8 hours sleep, you need to sleep by 8:30 or maximum 9. Then you can maintain your health. You can maintain your immune system. You don't have to fear about a microbe. And in case if you are infected, there again, naturopathy treatment, I can say I will be a little selfish to say that yoga and naturopathy alone can be applied to cure any of the infectious conditions. Like when I had a dengue infection, I did water fasting for 4 days, and thereafter fruit juices, fruits, raw diet, then slowly to cooked diet, then to cereal diet. And on 17th day, I was free from dengue infection, but I was free from my discomfort or disease or fever on the 4th day afternoon. Then I continued my dieting. And on the 17th day on medical checkup, it was proved that I am negative. Again, 25th day, on 25th of November 2014, that is my retirement month, I was exposed to this dengue infection. On 25th, again, it was negative, and my platelet count came to 3,15,000. Then I shifted to normal, healthy diet, vegetarian diet, non-spicy and non-fried. So these kind of approaches with the fasting, diet, sunbath, alkaline juice, alkaline diet, yoga, exercise, and some naturopathy modalities like wet pack, water application to the abdomen and forehead, or mud application, some simple treatments or some tub bath will be enough to treat even communicable diseases. So when we are able to give better quality of life to HIV positive infected individuals, and when we are able to treat dengue infection or corona infection kind of things, I think people of India, government of India, WHO, should find out the possibility of this drugless system of medicine, the most safe and which will not do any harm to the people at a larger level, greater level, and promote yoga and naturopathy so that people at large all over the world will be benefited, will be able to cure themselves either from non-communicable diseases or communicable diseases. And that is my prayer today. And once again, I wish everyone a very healthy and happy Naturopathy Day, 18 November, on which Mahatma Gandhi has signed to be the chairman of the Nature Cure Foundation Trust. Thank you. Any question? Whatever I know.
Thank you so much, sir, for this elaborative lecture. आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद इस lecture के लिए. Sir, there are some questions I would like to ask from you.
Yeah.
Sir, there is a viewer that has asked, can sufficient intake of water, he is suffering from stomach, he's suffering from indigestion. So he is asking, can sufficient intake of water can help him overcome this indigestion?
My answer will be little contradicting to many other practitioners or practices or principles. See, water is not a food. Water is to quench your thirst. Only if you feel thirsty, you need to drink water. But when you feel thirsty, you have to drink water. And the quantity of water should be, on an average, limited to 8 glasses per day for a person who takes, like a normal person who takes maybe little spicy food, little salty food, or say cooked food. But if you are following life natural or naturopathy, you don't have, because most of your food is fruits, raw vegetables, sprouts, which do not have anything to be eliminated, anything to be washed out. And it do not create thirst, artificial thirst by taking these spices and such other fried food and oily food and all those things. So you find out a suitable fruitarian diet, vegetarian diet, vegetarian diet, you can be easily cured. And don't forget, you have to give some rest. Your enough starvation, it is 4 kinds of rest. So give rest to your digestive system, it will heal itself. See, now you gave me a chance to explain about the treatment of a very bad case of peptic ulcer. The patient came to me, I tried with our normal fasting and dieting. She was not responding. Almost every day she used to go unconscious between 11 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. Between this time, she will go once unconscious, then we put some water on her face and we wake her back. But then, when I found that normal fasting and dieting is not the fruitful, I just educated her that there is one other fasting method which is taught to us in our classrooms and which we have found with Potti Sri Ramalu, the man from Andhra who died on the 56th day without water. That is water-free fasting or Nirjalovasa. So I asked that patient, there is one method like this. You don't stimulate or activate your digestive system, stomach, even with water. If you go for a dry fasting, and I am there to take care of you, confidently you get into that fasting, and that lady, she fasted for 3 days without water. Then we slowly changed to, say, giving small quantity of water, coconut water, fruit juices, then smashed fruits, then fruits, wholesome fruits, then cooked food, not raw vegetables. Because fiber is not good in such conditions. You have to avoid and go for a bland diet in such conditions. And that patient was completely cured. I met her up to 45 years after my treatment to her. And now she is no more. After 85, she died due to old age problems, not with peptic ulcer, but it was certified as an incurable peptic ulcer. So it's not just drinking water or just avoiding water. You go for the holistic approach, like fasting, diet, little bit treatments with other miti pani, dhoop, hawa, doing yoga techniques for relaxation, relaxing your mind, because your indigestion may be due to tension also. And the simple acidity can be caused even with water. So you need to be under the observation of an expert naturopath who can give you these modalities. Only say 15 days, not more days. 15 days you spend on under somebody who is expert in applying naturopathy, you will be cured, completely cured. That is what I have seen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an elaborative lecture. On my behalf and behalf of Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, I extend my gratitude to you for accepting our invitation and delivering such an informative lecture. Thank you so much. And I would also like to thank Director of Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, Dr. Ishwar V. Basav Reddy, sir, for joining us today despite of his busy schedule. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us today. And thanks to our technical team. Thank you to Communication and Documentation Officer of MNIY, Mohammad Tayyab Alam, sir. And thanks to our viewers for joining us. And happy National Naturopathy Day to all. And
Dr. Vandana, I also would like to specially thank Dr. Basu Reddy ji for giving me this opportunity, and also the entire institute. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your gracious presence.
Yes. Thank you.
And now we will end the program with Shanti Part. Om Sarve Bhavantu Niramaya Sarve Bhattari Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet Om Shanti Shanti.